Hey, good afternoon. How you guys doing? Good, good. Thank you. Before we start out, I'd just like to say for our veterans out there, happy 242nd birthday, U.S. Army. Myself being a soldier, soldier first, soldier always. So, yeah, the veteran out there, thank you. So I'm glad I got an opportunity to talk to you guys about this, and certainly on the Army's birthday. It's nice because there are some unique challenges that we have in front of us, and as just stated, we want to make sure that if you have any questions following on for this, unfortunately no CEU credits, but certainly we'll be willing to take as many questions as you have, and if you got the hard ones that I can't answer, then I will respectively deflect them. So first off, let's talk about the C2 portfolio. For those of you who are completely unfamiliar with this and have just stumbled into the defend theater and didn't realize what this actually is, let me give you a brief explanation. And so essentially the C2 portfolio is really three already distinct product lines that are currently in existence. From the first being your JPES portfolio, which is your joint planning and execution tool for joint operations, your GCCS-JE, your Global Command and Control System Joint, which is the preeminent C2 piece of military operations that's been in existence for over 20 years. And then you have the Global Command Support System, GCCS Joint, which is your, logistics in your J4 realm. So all of these applications are currently operating separately, and what we're looking to do is we're looking to combine them into one integrated C2 capability that will reside on onto a enterprise-like architecture that will be able to provide the warfighter with a more seamless spectrum for their military operations. So, as I stated, currently the products are already in existence, but essentially what we have is kind of these disparate products that should be leveraged into one shared resource. And by sharing those resources, essentially what we're going to be able to provide is more modern virtualization, better capabilities to include mobile capabilities, as well as reducing some of our integration costs and timelines, which have plagued all three programs from a separate standpoint. And so this next slide here really kind of shows you where we're at currently with the JPES program, which is our stakeholders, is the Joint 35, GCCS-JE, which is our J4 log, and GCCS-JE, which is the J4, and then the GCCS-JE, which is our JS33 component. So each one of these previously had their own realm of stovepipe of services, visualization, infrastructure, networks, et cetera, et cetera. And so what we're looking to do now is we're looking to essentially combine all of these and start sharing the resources, sharing the infrastructure across the board. And so, essentially, what this is going to provide, the C2 community is a better capability for the warfighter. Now, from a timeline perspective of where we're currently looking at, you see over here is that we're in FY17 through September 30th, and that as we kind of march along here, that the GCCS-JE Enterprise, or GCCS-JE, which is the modernization to the GCCS-JE platform, will be looking to kick off a contract award in and around the start of FY18. And from that, there will be a look to essentially start to synergize some of the platforms and some of the programs. And so the first thought is that GCSS, or our logistics capability, would be the first to merge at a time around the 19, where you have the initial operational capability from an acquisition speak of where we're going to be at for enterprise. and then with a follow-on with the deployment of enterprise and a full deployment, full operational capability coming around 21, which would then sunset the legacy GCCS-JE program as we know it from its current current version, which is the 6.0 version. So, I'll let you take a photo. Are you good? You're welcome. Okay. So, from the enterprise characteristics and some of the key milestones that we have is that essentially we're looking to migrate the system from a client server legacy architecture base to a cloud-based mobile enterprise delivery of the common operational picture. And essentially what that'll allow us to do is that'll allow us to really improve our cybersecurity posture, whereas you no longer have clients that you're going to need to make STIGs and keep your IAVAs. You'll be able to push that down from the enterprise side just over to the clients. That obviously is going to lower our lifecycle costs from the DoD, from the macro perspective, as well as what we believe will be a easy to use with a faster response time, and that'll I believe will really help improve the speed of decision making for the warfighter. As I previously stated, the program initiation is supposed to occur in FY18, and then like the previous slide showed, that we'll have a full deployment plan for FY21. So, for those of you guys who are really familiar with the C2 portfolio and have been around for a number of years, you know that previously much of what JPES was had originally stemmed off of from the original C2 portfolio and from Geeks, and so essentially what we have now is a reunion of the C2 capabilities and really get information sharing across the board. And I think this will really help in terms of helping out with some of the three programs, and that we can leverage some of the shared capabilities of what we have, and basically take the best and the brightest, rather than having three disparate stovepipe systems, which may or may not be going along with a modern virtualization, especially as you come across to the warfighter within the service components and the combatant commands, that you have a more seamless integration of products and services that we'll be offering. What else did I miss here? Yeah, I think I got everything. Okay, so at this point in time, I think I'm finished. What are your questions that you have for me? If you do, please come on up to the mic, and hopefully the mic will work. And if not, then you'll come up to this mic, and we'll have a more intimate conversation.
Is this okay?
Yes, sir. Hi.
How you doing?
Good, sir.
My name's Vince Vecchetti. I'm with the Coast Guard.
Yes, sir.
I've done Geeks for 20 years now.
Yes.
I don't know if you could talk about this at this point, but we're in this arena here. But how is this JE going to play into JIE? Can you give us a little any information on that, sir?
How will JE play into JIE? I guess in terms of, can you help me out here of
what I mean by
specifically are you looking for, sir?
The integration end of it is what I'm really going at. You know, in other words, if we want to go to a web-based type of environment, will JE will it smoothly transition into that and bring out the data centers that way? Or
yeah, so
I'm just trying to really understand some of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so I guess from a high level strategic environment of where enterprise is looking to go, is that they will be. They'll be providing your services, obviously, to the combatant commands and to each one of the major defense services of Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and the Coast Guard. In terms of direct tie-in from the JIE, I guess I'd need to know more specifics of examples that you could give me that I would really be able to better answer the question, not other than just keeping it at a very high level.
I think maybe, and I'm not trying to second guess you or anything. I think one of the reasons maybe that there's really not an answer yet, because I know that JIE is really in its infancy. And they're just dealing with the JRSS now, I understand.
Yeah.
But I just thought maybe you might be able to give us a little bit of insight in that. In other words, if there's been a real way of thinking about. The reason I bring this up, I know I'm running in circles, but in my whole existence of 20 years with Geeks, I've always looked forward to knowing that we were going to making things better and and more quicker and so on and so forth, and doing different transitions. I just was wondering if you would be able to give us that insight about JIE and how it's going to mold into JE. Of course, like you say, J is going to go away in 21, but I'm trying to put the pieces together. I hope I'm making it clear. Maybe not.
I really can't answer your question, sir. I apologize. Yeah.
It's early.
Yeah.
I know it's early in it, but I thought.
Right. Yeah. I guess much as if you. From looking at the standpoint of where JIE is and it stands today, I mean certainly from the enterprise perspective right now, the enterprise until we have a start of the contract, essentially it is a concept in itself as well. So this is certainly this is the direction that we want to head. But that's
thank you. Thank you, sir. That answers it. Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, anyone else?
Good afternoon, sir. Lieutenant Commander Garrett, Embassy of Australia.
Hi, good afternoon.
Being the foreign guy, of course I'm going to ask the question.
Welcome.
What about the Allies?
We can move the mic up for you because you look really, yeah. There we go.
Or I'll just break it.
There we go. That works. Don't worry about it. I do those things all the time too. It's usually nothing is soldier-proof for me.
So from the Allied perspective, command and control, we've seen, particularly in the Pacific Theatre, Australians are always hanging out with 7th Fleet carrier strike groups operating up there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a timeline of when you assess this product to be ready to roll out through foreign military sales or through cooperative engagement, development pipelines, or is that more of a project office?
So that's certainly, I guess that would be certainly something that would be down the line. At this point in time, we do not have any foreign military sales planned for the enterprise, specifically because right now we currently don't even have a contract for the enterprise yet. So, but in terms of from a coalition view, and obviously very very intimately familiar with Australian as well as other mission partners we have from the perspective of Geeks and your current usage of it, that we want to ensure that continued usage would pertain even as we're moving to an enterprise environment.
Excellent. Thanks,
yes,
sir.
Yes. Anyone else? I got off significantly easier than I thought I was going to be. So, there we go. Okay. See, I shouldn't have been bragging.
This was not positioned.
I'm very, very sorry, sir. So now.
Sorry. Just wondering, sir, if you talked about FY18 start. Can you provide any clarity on when the RFP might be released?
I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to speak. Just grab the mic.
Sure.
I think.
You mentioned FY18
yes, sir.
award.
Yes.
Can you give any clarity or current estimates in terms of when the RFP would be released and when the award would be?
That is great. So I have the contract number if you want to come up to me, or the DISA C2 portfolio booth, which is across the way over here within our partners. They will be able to hand that out, but our contracting office within PSD is Mr. Quentin Smith, and I've got his contact information that I would be more than happy to share with you after this, and for anyone else who's interested.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen.